What's going on? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Um, Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. And salute to all of my subs. In this case, man, we are talking some football right now. We know that the preseason is just getting underway a little bit. Several games, or really, well, there were two games that I looked at, but every game we know that it's preseason, but the game that everybody was pretty much focused on is what they were anticipating uh, was the game between the Cowboys versus the Rams. Before I get this video started, man, let me give a shout out to the brother, the Will Sports Topics. Salute to him. I know he covered the game. He is a Cowboys fan. I also want to give a shout out to the brother HDI. Welcome to HDI TV. He was covering the some football. What I saw too. Also, my brother Scrub Zero and Jose Rodriguez and everybody that pretty much talks football on here. But we gotta, you know me, man. I like to talk about what's going on behind the scenes, right? Okay, I like to talk about what's going on behind the scenes. Uh, we got to talk about this situation that's going on that I have continued to talk about, which is the situation that's going on between Jerry Jones and CeeDee Lamb. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I was doing something. Had to take care of something. You said Trey Lance is ready and Jones stop being cheap and pay Lamb and Prescott. I don't see Prescott a Cowboy for life. Lamb could go to another team, but for my Cowboys to go to a Super Bowl, Jones has to go. Listen, man. Let me say this, okay? Jerry Jones needs to. He, if y'all don't know what took place, okay? Jerry Jones had made a statement, pretty much saying that not Trey Lance, that CeeDee Lamb, rather he's missed. I think he had put that on Twitter, and then he came out on an interview and had to reassure himself because everybody else had got on him. I think what's his name, CeeDee Lamb. He reposted the tweet, and then that's when Michael Parsons had reposted the tweet too as well. Listen, man. Jerry Jones got to realize, man, that you're shooting yourself in the foot when you come out and you make statements, especially about a guy that you're negotiating with. Especially, because when it comes to contract negotiations, listen, man, it's hit or miss. And like you were just saying a few minutes ago, you said they could lose. They got a chance of losing CeeDee Lamb. Now, I thought that a good point that was brought up. I think Damian Woody might have brought this up. I think it was Damian Woody that brought this up. Damian Woody had basically mentioned about Emmitt Smith holding out after they won a championship. and Emmett had ended up holding out until like a couple games within the season or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it is a chance that this could happen until he gets the money that he deserves. This isn't the first time that this has happened, especially within the Cowboys organization. Of course, you had Zeke, who's getting ready to, um, make his return to the Cowboys and everything. Not to say that he is what he once was, or when he first had made his stamp. You said, salute, chilling at the house, quite quit my house, quit my wife at work, uh, my at school, Georgia week, because I go back to work next week. Oh, okay. I'm guessing you meant your kids are at school, but I kind of know what you meant. Salute to you, Angelo Bell. I see you in the building, man. Yeah, the kids, man, they back at it, man. I had to take the kids to school this morning, man. So I know how that goes, man. Yeah, my son, man, he starting kindergarten and stuff, man. He was kind of nervous, so he not quite with the big dogs yet, you know what I'm saying? But he ain't he ain't with it's not pre-K no more, you know what I'm saying? He actually kindergarten, so he done moved up, man. But yeah, man, I know how it is, man. Had to get them ready. This used to be a fun time of the year. It still kind of is, but now it's kind of like Christmas. You kind of want to get it out of the way. You kind of want to get it out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it does become stressful at times. But getting back to what I was saying though, uh, I kind of feel like Jerry Jones has ruined it. It's like Jerry Jones wants to be the player more than anything. He want to be the player. He want to be the exact GM, all that, the owner. You know what I'm saying? He want to be the coach. He he want to be the receiver. He want to be the running back. He want to be in the media. He want to be all in the video, all of that other stuff, man. And he doesn't realize that he's actually ruining things and making things worse than what it is. You don't see the Kansas City Chiefs owner coming down there constantly making statements and stuff like that. Yes, we know what you're about. We know that you learned a lot from Al Davis. You know what I'm saying? Even the great Al Davis, God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Who he learned from and stuff. As, as much as people want to say that Al Davis talked as much as he did, he really didn't talk as much as what people did. He didn't talk as much as what as Jerry Jones did. And he doesn't realize that he's really messing up things. Like the worst thing that you could do right now is because he's poured gasoline on the fire. The worst thing that you could go into the season with, and I've already said it before, is go into the season with disgruntled players. Yeah, yeah, like Bomber, but see, with Bomber, he's just he's just a risk taker. He's a risk taker. I believe that Steve Ballmer really wants to win when it comes to the Clippers. I believe that he wants to win. It's just that you always running into problems. You're running into messed up players. Like, Ted wants to sit up here and talk about, oh yeah, Paul George put some respect on his name, but what did you do when you were there for 4 years? And as much as I like Kawhi, what have you done since you got there? You went to conference finals and stuff, but other than that, it's been failure after failure, disappointment after disappointment. And that's why people keep saying that they're cursed. You know what I'm saying? But Bomber doesn't talk. You don't see Bomber always talking. They'll show him on the screen. You know how he is. You know, real hyped up. That's what you're supposed to do as an owner. You're supposed to be hyped up. Mark Cuban don't even talk as much as Jerry. If you notice, Mark Cuban has actually calmed down. Now, when Mark Cuban at first came out, Mark Cuban was all in the videos, but Mark Cuban has actually been successful within the last several years. I mean, the Cowboys haven't. I mean, they've been successful in terms of making the playoffs, but just like when we talk about the USA, it's gold medal or bust, or with the Lakers, it's championship or bust. Just like with the Cowboys, it's championship or bust. That's what it used to be. That's what it used to be. The Cowboys and the Lakers, they had really high expectations. Just like the Celtics, they got high expectations. You know what I'm saying? You gotta decide. Okay, are you gonna let Steven just go ahead and take over the organization? Are you gonna let these young guys go ahead and take over the organization and get some new breed in there to know what they're doing? Jerry Jones, you have done your job, man. Like we know, yeah, we know you. You know you a billionaire. We know that what you own. Your kids are gonna be straight. Let them go ahead. Let them handle things, man. And I don't think that he wants to let it go. He does not want to let it go. And on top of that, you're on the verge. And look, I haven't been the biggest CD Lamb fan, but CD Lamb has actually improved from year to year. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, Anthony Edwards. They've gotten better each season. CD Lamb has gotten better each season. I can't even front. And on top of that, he did phenomenal this season. They just did not do good in the playoffs, man. They just couldn't get it done in the playoffs, and I think that puts a sour taste probably in his mouth, because he's like, okay, well, you do all this other stuff, but you fail to do this in the playoffs or whatever. Man, give him his money. He broke a record. He did what he's supposed to do. With a receiver, you still got a short lifespan. It's not as short. It's not as short as a running back, but it's still a short lifespan. What's up, Matt Moses? And you're probably gonna get mad with what I got to tell you today, but hey, I'm about to lay it out. Okay, and I'm glad you're in here. I'm glad you're in here, man. Hopefully you stick around. But like I said, you only got a little bit, because the risk for injuries as a receiver. Because as a receiver, you really got to be healthy, man. You got to be healthy if you want to go ahead and compete, especially for a long period of time. There's very few people that can play at a high level for a very long time, like a Jerry Rice could. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. I like that post that you put up about that the Mike Tyson post. I really like that. Make sure y'all go sub to Bruce, Boxing, Jazz, and more, man. I'm ready for it too. But check this out. Trey Lance is not ready, man. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Trey Lance actually did a decent job. He did a decent job. Even though I think the other quarterback, he threw more. I think he had like four interceptions. Okay, but he came through in the end or whatever. But Cowboys defense, even though it's preseason, they showed me a lot of things. This is where it's gonna get tight. Line of scrimmage, and I'm talking about Trey Lance now. Line of scrimmage, and on top of that, I'm not blaming. No. See, now you're being too hard. See, I wasn't even gonna say that. How come a guy can't mess up? He has not gotten any snaps. He's got to give on a scale on a. If I had to grade his grade yesterday, Matt Moses, I'm going to give him a C. Now, it would have been a D or an F, but he showed me a few things. He showed me that he knew how to move around the pocket, and he had some decent runs. He converted a lot of first downs too, and he made some good throws. He made some phenomenal throws actually for him not getting any snaps. His situation is situational football. It's situational football. He has got to get somewhere else where he could play some more snaps. If you're not getting any playing time, no snaps, and you're a backup, like that also has an effect on you mentally because you're like, okay, you know, if you have more time to play and more snaps and stuff like that, you could have the potential of being better than a Dak Prescott or better than this guy or better than that guy. But right now, he's under so much pressure. He's like, damn, I don't want to be a second stringer or a third stringer no more. Trey Lance needs time to develop. He needs to be out there. And that's with anybody, but especially of his talent, of his caliber, he needs to have more time out there. He's not a bust, man. He's not a bust. See, that right there, I wasn't going to say that. But he needs more time. He's got to understand situational football. This is just a preseason game. This isn't the NFC, like an NFC championship with 2 minutes to go. This isn't the playoffs where you got to get to the next round against a rival like Green Bay or San Fran. It's not that type of game. You playing in the preseason versus the Rams, and it's a situation. It's a situational football because it is the difference is a couple of points. You said Julio Jones go to yeah, man, Julio Jones, man, yeah, I hated the demise of what happened to Julio Jones, but that was injuries. But no, he's not a bust, man. He just needs to get to another team. I really felt like the Steelers should have went after him, but they got Russell Wilson. I felt like him and Justin Fields being able to develop together, but I know that you can't really have two extremely young quarterbacks on the team or whatever. But I just felt like maybe it could have worked. You know what I'm saying? Considering that Trey Lance has been in the league longer, but he's got to get some burn, man. In fact, Trey Lance is not a bust. Yeah, he needs more time to develop. You're gonna have to listen. Hey, Matt Moses, check this out. Go look at Peyton Manning, and look at how he was. Peyton Manning, his first couple of seasons, man, he was awful, man. And he still wasn't that great and when it came to the playoffs. He was always great. He was always great. Like, you know, in the regular season. But when it came to the playoffs and stuff, he did not show up. He had a very low QBR. But he just needs time to develop. You even said that when he was in San Fran, Matt Moses. You know, and you were not. You can't sit up there and say, "Oh, he's a bust." You know what I'm saying? But just a couple seasons ago, you were ready to get rid of Garoppolo and bet the house on Trey Lance. Remember that? We don't want to talk about that. Yeah, right. I'm not. See, and that's your problem. You're. I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing them two as players. Listen to what I'm saying, man, because you know that there again you're a prisoner of the moment. That's just like what you said. You said Trey Lance is a bust, but just a couple of seasons ago, you were saying that this guy was the best thing since sliced bread. So you got to make up your mind. So nothing that you say right now, I'm not going to take anything serious. Listen to listen to that statement that you just put on there. You said I'm comparing Lance to Peyton Manning. No, what I'm saying is look at Peyton Manning, how he started off when he got his opportunity. Peyton Manning was not good, and he still wasn't that great when he played in Super Bowls and when he played in playoffs. He still wasn't great. Yeah, I can make that comparison if I really wanted to, but he hasn't played a snap in a regular season game yet, has not got the burn, and you're already calling this guy a bust. He hasn't even got time to play. He hasn't even got time to play. You got to give time. You got to give people time to develop. Once you leave my team, my lord. Oh, well, hey, I don't see it that way. He's still a football player regardless. I mean, come on, man. You can't just be, oh yeah, I'm with Trey Lance just because he was the 49ers and then all of a sudden he leaves. Man, get up out of here, man. I don't care if it was Jesus Christ himself. You a bust, you a bust. Well, I can't take anything that you're saying seriously because a bust is somebody that has actually played a snap in the NFL and is constantly losing. So I guess let's go down the list, right? So I guess Mr. Butt Fumble is a bust too, right? I guess Chad Pennington is a bust too, right? I guess Geno Smith is a bust too, right? You want me to keep going? I guess Ryan Fitzpatrick is a bust too, right? Because none of these guys were, as successful. They weren't going to any Super Bowls or anything like that. Yeah, man, come on, man. Like, dog, he ain't even played a snap yet. Like, he played in a preseason game. One preseason game, and you already calling him a bust. You said Tebow was a bust. Tebow actually see, that's the thing. Tebow actually won in the playoffs. So you can't even call him a bust. Like this guy that ain't never won a playoff game. RG3, he didn't win no playoff game. And he from my neck of the woods. And he was way more talented than Tim Tebow was. Oh man. But you brought that stuff on. Hey, you brought that on yourself, man. You shouldn't have said Trey Lance is a buzz. Everybody, hey, look, even, listen, man. Matt used to be. If you go back and you go listen to my old life, Matt was trying to do his best to convince me that Trey Lance was the best thing since sliced bread. I bullshit you not. This guy loved Trey Lance. And Matt, no, I'm not lying. Now this nigga come on here and he said that Trey Lance is a bust because they lost by 1 point. They lost by a field goal, man. Now, I ain't saying he buck dance. I ain't going that far. Mag ain't no buck dancer. But he capping right now about Trey Lance. You can't change your mind. Yeah, and I told you about Brock Purdy. I told you about him. I told you about Garoppolo and I told you about Brock Purdy. And the disagreement was about Shanahan. Now, you were right about Shanahan because Shanahan is a foul-ass dude. But this is why I like this time of year, man, because this right here, man, this gets people out in their emotions and their feelings. But you know what, man? I really I see it in a future in Trey Lance. I don't think it's gonna be with the Cowboys though. Yeah, Jordan Love almost be part of it. You said, Kevin, I'll be a butt dancer. I got a job. And beautiful women, so you, you get a life and stuff. Yeah, man, you get all personal, man. It is. It ain't. Hey, Matt, we know you. Hey, I know my boy Matt ain't no buck dancer, man. That's one thing Matt ain't, man. He capping right now about yeah, he capping about Trey Lance, because I done had conversations with all my 49ers fans. Him, Lemon Pepper Lou. Man, who else is a 49ers fan? Um, I forgot who else is a 49ers fan. I think I'm missing a couple people, though. But I just know Matt was a 49ers fan, and so was Lemon Pepper Lou. But, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But guess what? Purdy didn't get it done either. And we all know that, hey, listen, Matt, as hard as this pill is to swallow, man, we all know what the conundrum was for San Fran in the Super Bowl. It was your offense. Shanahan and how they fired Eric, that was foul what they did. They know damn well it wasn't the defense that lost that Super Bowl. Y'all were so predictable on offense. You kept running the same damn play all the time. We already talked about this. And on top of that, you ran Debo to the goddamn ground. That's why his shoulder was messed up. So, man, like, I'm not gonna sit up here and give Purdy all the credit in the world and stuff like that. Matter of fact, they were calling Purdy a game manager. Just a game manager, like a hold on one second, y'all. Yeah, like a you said Purdy is clutch. Nah, he ain't clutch. He's not Pat Mahomes clutch. Like, when I think of clutch, I think of Pat Mahomes. When I think of when I think of clutch, I think of Brady. When I think of clutch, I think of even a Lamar Jackson, even though he didn't do it when he was supposed to. 042. But yeah, man. Trey Lance, man. A lot of people think I was gonna come on here and blast him and stuff like that. No, he's not ready. He's not quite ready yet. He needs time, man, and he needs time out on the field. The only way that you're gonna get better for some players, the only way that you're gonna get better is by playing, man. That's it. And Trey Lance happens to be one of those players. The more he played, the more snap you play, the more confidence you get. So uh but I did see the defense, man. The defense was on it. This yesterday, and see, in a grinded out game like this was this was a defensive game.